because that's all I can do. Okay, listen, I have to try and relax because I've never done this before. Of course, that's what they all say. Anyway, it's like this. Um, this Earth is like it's like Disneyland, right? Do you ever go to Disneyland? Do you go on the rides? Well, I guess I went there. When was that? I must have been about 10 or 12, something like that. And it was okay, but I was not really one for amusement parks. Okay, so so one time, a long time ago. Well, it wasn't that long ago. It seems like a long time ago. This woman asked me a question, and the thing that was interesting was that she kept asking the same question over and over and over again. She just couldn't stop because she couldn't get it out of her head. And the question was, why does God let his children suffer? Okay? So, here's what I'm doing. I'm going to tell you a secret, but in order for you to get it, I have to give you some kind of picture. Okay? So, this is true. This is what happened. My friend asked me this question. Well, she wasn't, she's actually an acquaintance, but I mean, I say her my friend. Well, yeah, she was my friend. I like her. I love her. She's my friend. Reggie. Her name is Reggie, okay? Reggie and I were walking in the park, and she kept asking me over and over and over again the same questions. Now, I thought it was really hip, to what's going on in the universe, and I was trying to explain to her. Or I don't know if I was thinking anything. It was just I was stuck with this woman in the park who kept asking me this question. And the question was, why do people suffer? Why does God allow that to happen? I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense, and it's awful and everything. And she was totally into this awful thing, that it was awful. So this is what I came up with, okay? Now you try this on and see if you like it, because the problem with me is that I couldn't, I was stuck with Reggie, basically. Like if you confronted me with Reggie, then I would say, okay, here it is, Reggie, this is how it works. And then I could explain it to her, but if then, when Reggie wasn't there anymore to ask me that question, to remind me, then I was stuck with the thing, the little bird with the snake in front of it. Ah, my life, oh my god, oh my god. That's where I was, okay? So, she asked me this question, why do people suffer? And I kept trying to explain to her, well, people suffer because they want to, okay? Now, this you have to believe, because I'm telling you the truth. People suffer because they want it, okay? Now, you're not going to like to hear this if you're in pain right now, okay? But let's just try it on for size for a minute, and I'm trying to explain to you, so don't hang up yet, don't, go surf off to whatever, Yahoo or Google or wherever you want to go. Just wait a second and let me try and explain this to you. So this is what happened, and it was really funny, and God, whatever, the divine whatever, gave me this little example to give to you, okay? We were walking in the park, and her son, Reggie's son, little Luke, was driving. He was driving. I say driving because I was in Germany. They use that word. They say driving. We say riding. He was riding his bicycle. Okay. Suddenly, he couldn't ride anymore. He started crying. And we had been talking, Reggie and I, and she was discussing this important question to her: why do people suffer? Which I don't care anymore, frankly. I just don't care. I mean, I know that people get into their thing, but now I know why they do it. Because believe me, I've been there. Okay. So she was watching her son. Now we were focused on Lucas because he was yelling. Luke was yelling, and Reggie was like, oh my god, and he was crying, and she said to him, sweetheart, what's wrong? And he said, I can't ride my bike anymore. Mommy, you have to buy me a new bike. Like this, okay? And she was like, well, Lucas, what's wrong with your bike? There's nothing wrong with your bike. And he said, well, there is. The front tire. Look, Mommy. Okay, so it turns out, and this is what happened. This is the truth, okay? I'm not making this up. Luke was riding his bike in the park, and he ran into a pile of dog doo-doo, okay? And some of it got stuck to the front wheel. And this is what happened. This is really true. And he couldn't ride his bike anymore. You know why? Because he was watching the shit go around. I'm sorry, I can't help it. It's just so funny. He couldn't ride his bike because he was watching. See, I can't tell you this without laughing because it's just so funny. All I could see was the poop. And he kept falling down. Oh my god. See, I've never laughed about this story before. I've told it to myself 100 times. But I never saw how clever it was and how good it was. He couldn't ride his bike because he could only see the shit going around. And this is a perfect metaphor for my life and a lot of people's lives. Okay? You can't do something because you take it too seriously. And that's what happened to little Luke. He was riding and he couldn't do anything else except fall down because he couldn't see anything else but the shit on the front wheel. And this is the truth. And he was an intelligent kid. He didn't have training wheels, okay? I don't remember them. Maybe there were some, but he was really intelligent. And his bike he didn't have training wheels, I know, because the bike was falling down when he was not, because he wasn't paying attention to where he was going. Because he was watching the shit, okay? So Reggie and I had to go, and finally she came up with the idea. I mean, I was like dumbfounded. I didn't know how to help the poor little booger, you know? Just watching the shit go around like all of us, okay? So she took his bike down to the stream and she washed it off. And she gave it back to him, and then the world was okay again, okay? But he was serious, you know? And then, okay, afterwards, so see, because this is the point now. So now it comes to down. Now I'm going to tell you the punchline. This is a real punchline, okay? Because the punchline wasn't the shit going around, was you know, that's obvious that little kids do stuff like that. But the punchline is that we do it too, okay? So this is what I told Reggie after I said, look, Reggie, this is what the world is like, and this is what God is like. And see, in this moment, I was able to tell this woman this, but unfortunately, because of the way things work, she couldn't get it because I hadn't gotten it yet, but now I'm getting it now, okay? God sees everything. Okay, first of all, we have to get something straight here. God does not exist, okay? First of all, get it in your head that there is no God. G-O-D, that dog spelled backwards, that doesn't exist, okay? But God, that exists, okay? God, oh my God. That exists, okay? But this God, you know, like somebody telling you about God from the pulpit, get it out of your head. That does not exist. Dog spelled backwards does not exist, okay? But God, that exists, okay? So, God, those are the moments when things are real. That exists, okay? But this God, G-O-D, dog spelled backwards, forget it, okay? Okay, so God, looking down from wherever, which he doesn't, okay, get that also out of your head because he doesn't look down, he looks everywhere.